Relationships can be complicated, especially when trust and communication are tested. My story is about a difficult decision I had to make regarding my girlfriend and the boundaries of our relationship. It's a tale that delves into the intricacies of love, trust, and self-respect. I'm a 21-year-old guy who has been dating a 19-year-old girl for a while now. We met through mutual friends at a party, and our connection was instant. We had so much in common: our love for music, movies, and our ambitious dreams. It wasn't long before we decided to move in together. Living together seemed like the natural next step. Our first few months living together were amazing. We would cook meals together, binge watch our favorite shows, and go out for spontaneous adventures. It felt like we were a perfect match. However, as time went on, I began to notice some changes in her behavior. At first, it was subtle. She started spending more time on her phone, often smiling at messages and laughing at jokes that I wasn't a part of. I didn't think much of it initially. I trusted her, and I believed that she was just keeping in touch with her friends. But then she began to act more secretive. She would leave the room to take certain calls and quickly change the subject when I asked who she was talking to. One day, I casually mentioned that I noticed she was spending more time on her phone. She brushed it off, saying it was just her friends from college. I wanted to believe her, so I let it go. After all, everyone needs their own space and social circle. But deep down, a nagging feeling began to grow. It all came to a head one Friday night. We were at an event together, having a great time. The atmosphere was lively, the music was loud, and everyone was enjoying themselves. I felt a sense of contentment being there with her, surrounded by friends and laughter. But then I saw her talking to a guy I didn't recognize. They seemed to be having a friendly conversation, which didn't bother me at first. I'm not the jealous type, and I believe in giving people their space. However, I saw her give him her phone number. My heart sank. I couldn't help but wonder what was going on. When I approached her about it later, she told me it was for business matters only. She explained that the guy was a potential client for a project she was working on, and she needed to stay in touch with him. I wanted to believe her, but something didn't sit right with me. Later that night she came to me and confessed that the guy was hitting on her and wanted to take her out. She said she had told him she was in a relationship. She also mentioned that most of her friends thought she should dump me for this new guy because he was more well off. When I heard this, I was disappointed. I didn't understand why she let the conversation get to that point. If she was truly committed to me, why did she entertain his advances? My mind was racing with questions, and my heart felt heavy with doubt. I confronted her about it, trying to keep my emotions in check. I told her that I felt disrespected and hurt by her actions. Instead of understanding my feelings, she got angry. She accused me of not appreciating her honesty and transparency. She said that she was just trying to be upfront with me about what happened, and that I should be grateful for her honesty. Her words stung. I couldn't believe that she was turning this around on me. She went on to say that from now on, she wouldn't let me know if another man talked to her or asked her out. "I'd rather you find us chatting," she said. "Piss off." Her words cut deep, and I felt a mix of anger and betrayal. This really upset me, and we had a big argument. It wasn't just about this one incident, it was about the growing lack of trust and respect in our relationship. I told her I wanted to break up. I felt that if she couldn't respect our relationship and my feelings, then it was best for us to go our separate ways. She refused to leave and turned the tables, saying I was immature for kicking her out. She insisted that I was overreacting and called me an idiot for my reaction. Her refusal to take responsibility for her actions and her attempts to make me feel guilty only strengthened my resolve. I knew I had to stand my ground. After she left, I had a lot of time to reflect on our relationship. I realized that this wasn't the first time she had crossed boundaries. There had been other instances where she had entertained the attention of other men and each time I had given her the benefit of the doubt. But this time was different. This time I knew I had to put my foot down. Looking back, I can see that there were red flags all along. Her increasing secrecy, her defensive reactions, and her willingness to entertain other men's advances were all signs that something was wrong. I had ignored those signs because I loved her and wanted to believe that she was committed to me. But in the end I had to face the truth. Breaking up with her was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make, but it was also the right one. I knew that I deserved to be with someone who respected me and our relationship. Trust and communication are the foundation of any healthy relationship. In the weeks following the breakup, I focused on healing and rebuilding my confidence. I spent time with friends and family, pursued my hobbies, and worked on personal growth. It wasn't easy, but with time, I began to feel more like myself again. I also took this experience as a lesson. I learned the importance of setting boundaries and standing up for myself. I realized that I shouldn't tolerate behavior that makes me feel disrespected or undervalued. And most importantly, I learned that honesty and trust are non-negotiable in any relationship. My story is a reminder that we all deserve to be in relationships where we feel respected, valued, and loved. It's important to listen to our instincts and pay attention to the red flags. If something doesn't feel right, it's okay to speak up and take action. Breaking up with my girlfriend was a difficult but necessary step towards finding happiness and self-respect. It taught me the value of trust, communication, and self-worth. And while it was a painful experience, it ultimately made me stronger and more aware of what I need in a relationship. To anyone who might be going through a similar situation, know that you are not alone. Trust your instincts, communicate your feelings, and don't be afraid to set boundaries. You deserve to be with someone who respects and values you, and it's okay to walk away from a relationship that doesn't meet those standards. Relationships are about mutual respect and understanding. They should make you feel secure. Remember that it's better to be alone than to be in a relationship where you feel disrespected and undervalued. Take the time to heal, grow, and find someone who truly appreciates you for who you are.